Okay, so I'm just going to take the hacksaw again. I'm going to actually cut from one corner of the handle to the other, and I'm going to come down about halfway into this part of the hammer handle, trying and keep that hacksaw nice and straight. You probably can only see my arm right now. Right, see you in a second. I'll speed this bit up as well. So I have come about halfway, not the straightest cut in the world, Mr. Moss, but again, it's my hammer. Now I've come down about halfway into the length of this part of the hammer handle, and now basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick it in some boiled linseed oil. Okay, so this has been soaking in the oil for about 15 minutes now. Apparently you're supposed to leave them in there for 24 hours, but yeah. I've not had a problem with them, really, even though I have been using this repeatedly. So basically, use that oil that's on there just to rub that into this part of the handle. Get a good soaking of oil in there. Make sure it's all nice and soaked in. Right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit the hammer head, and then fit the wedge. I'm going to glue the wedge in, and then I'm going to make a brass wedge, and then basically get this to length, chop that end off, soak that in some oil, and then pretty much finished. It's very good to use a different type of wood to your hammer material, your hammer handle wood for the wooden wedge. I don't know why. Hammer this into the eye now, after I've just taken it down with the angle grinder so it's a nice point. I'll show you that in a second. I don't know if you can see that. One wedge. Okay, so I'm going to cut that off. Yeah. A little bit of glue, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe some onto the wedge. Take that, and then the best way to do this is to pop your wedge on the anvil. Oh, we knew that was going to happen. Pop your wedge on the anvil. And keep tapping that in using the anvil, because it gives you a nice reliable force. You can even, if you want to, drive that in until it won't take any more, Captain. Okay, sweet. Right, just going to clean that up a bit. There you are, that's the wooden wedge in. And that's tightened up all the way round now, nice and evenly. And what I'm now going to do is I'm going to make a metal wedge. I make my wedges out of brass. Don't ask me why, I just like the difference in colour. Okay, so a small brass wedge. It's made out of about 3mm. I think it's 3mm brass. And I'm just going to hammer that into the hammer now. Okay, just going to take the brass wedge and I'm going to put it at 90 degrees to the faces, and this spreads the hammer eye out, the wood that's in the hammer eye, it spreads it towards the faces of the hammers. Again, I'm just going to turn this over now and I'm just going to give her some good. So it's time to size the handle, and I was always taught to take the hammer and place it in your fingers like so, and then bend your arm, and wherever the crease of your elbow is, that's where your hammer handle should finish. So that should be about that long. So I've got too much hammer handle. So I'm going to cut off about 1 inch and a bit, maybe 2 inches off the bottom of here, and then I'll soak that again in oil. I'm going to soak this end in oil because I've had to cut it and grind it and get it look all tidy, and basically that's one handled hammer. Okay, so this end had been soaking in the oil for a bit. I've completely coated the handle in linseed oil. I've also poured a little bit more linseed oil on the top here of the hammer eye, and also coated the hammer a little bit in the linseed oil, and now I've got this hammer here as well to do. And what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of this black dyed beeswax. So this is a dark beeswax that's been dyed, and yes, I know it looks disgusting when you first do it. I'm just going to wipe a little bit of this on here. It's quite cold in here as well, so it's going to take a little bit of encouragement, this beeswax. So get that on there, just leave that to one side for a second. Do this one as well. Once, okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed putting these handles on. This is mine. I'm going to keep this one, and hopefully it's going to see me well. I just did a bit of forging with it, and it works quite nice. I think what I thought was a £2 hammer isn't a £2 hammer, because this is £2. I weighed it before I handled it. I always thought it was a £2 hammer, but it's not. It must be a 1 3/4 or something like that, because it's not quite as heavy as this one, but this has got some nice go on it. I really enjoyed using it just now. This is a hammer for a customer that's going out. If I can get hold of some boxes today, if not tomorrow. And then I've got a few other bits and bobs going out to go to some customers. So really exciting to get stuff and finished now. If you are waiting for stuff, it will be coming, especially if you're waiting for videos to be made with stuff. I hope this was helpful. There's loads of different ways of putting handles on. I say there's loads of different ways of putting handles on. Basically it's the same process, isn't it? You're trying to put a bit of wood inside a hole. Yeah, okay, I'll let you do what you like with that. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, remember to leave a like and subscribe unless you already are a subscriber. And if you are, please ring that bell for notifications, because it kind of helps the channel a little bit, because it will tell you every time I make a video, and if you watch it, that'll help promote the channel. So thank you for doing that. If you do already, leave your comments down below, let me know what you think. I'm working on the website, so that'll be coming soon. But if you want to get hold of hammers, you can get hold of me by pinging me an email or any kind of tooling. You can ping me an email. My website address is in the description. Go and click on that. There's a contact box. Fill it in. You can send me an email if you want to get hold of any of these tools. Tongs, punches, hammers, pretty much anything you can think of that a blacksmith can make. I can pretty much make it in one way or another. Yeah, so that's everything. So thank you for joining me. I'll leave a video up here for me making some hammers. I'll leave a video down here for me making some tongs. This is my Patreon, and this is a subscribe button. Thanks for joining me, guys. See you later. Bye bye.